Hey, what's up? It's your homegirl, Jessica Jeanz of the Hustle Town Network, Hustle Vida podcast. And today I have a special guest in the building. I've been wanting to meet this artist for a long time just because I've seen him work. We have Lil Ryry in the building.
Yes,
Thank you for
ma'am. Yes,
being here
ma'am. Of
today.
course, of course.
All right, so Lil Ryry. So you've been making the rounds. So I have seen you at a few venues. I've seen you doing a lot of shows and working with a lot of different artists.
Yes, ma'am.
But I do want to kind of dive into the reason you getting into the music in the first place, so I'm sure there's been influences. Were you born and raised here in H-Town?
Yes, ma'am. Born and raised.
What part of town you repping?
Pasadena.
Pasadena, okay.
ma'am.
All right, so,
Yeah.
all right, Pasadena. So you've seen a lot of different artists make their way out of Houston. The influence is great, of course, just hip hop in general. But, tell me a little bit about why you decided to take the leap and pursue a career in music.
Um, Necessarily, I had a big influence on this guy named Triple X, XXX Tentacion, and he was a very influence of me, and I really loved his music, and I decided to give it a try. I made a first song. Obviously the very first song. You start off, it's not gonna be as great, but that's just like the process of evolving in music, and yeah, I made that first song, and then I was just like, I feel like I could do better. I don't know, for some reason, but I just continued making music, and I heard and saw myself progressing. I started getting good remarks on my music. People saying, like, it's not that bad. I think you should keep on going. And I also thought that myself as well. And yeah, I just kind of took that positive energy from people, because just to help embrace me and help continue on my dream. And yeah, so that just definitely, like, hearing people saying good things about my music definitely motivated me to continue.
Tell me how important that is for you as a young artist just starting out, like how that impacted you, and why that was so important and why that kept you going.
So why it was so important for me was, like, there's been point in times and periods where people it wasn't always positive about it. And I've gotten a lot of hate, and before it's gotten to me, but I learned as throughout the process, like, not to let that bother me. And I don't know how to explain it, but I just manned up about it. But
Yeah, because that's my next question is, as an artist, what is your recommendation to new artists on how you would deal with that early on hate to keep you going?
recommendation, I would recommend, just honestly, the best you can do is just, like, try not to pay your mind into it. Just don't even look at it. Like, don't even look at it. Don't listen to it. Just keep on doing what you love to do. If that's what you love to do, pursue it.
Yeah, and also let me know, you talked about your influence being Triple X Tentacion, and so tell me about what it was about his music that you enjoyed.
Um, Man, it was everything. I don't know. Like, I just, like, I seen, like, I don't know. I felt his music. Like, his music touched me, most definitely, because I started listening to him at such a young age, and he was definitely very aggressive for my age to be listening to. But yeah, but no, that, I don't know. I just really loved his music, and it touched me, and I was just like, you know, that's just where I picked off from. That's just like a child looking at his dad.
Right.
He was like my dad in music wise. So I
Wow.
looked up to him, and yeah, he's like kind of the reason why I wanted to make music, and that's where I pick up from.
Right.
So
And being that he's no longer with us and seeing the impact that he's made on you, what is the type of impact that you hope to make in this music industry with other people?
the impact I would like to make is just to show people that uh, I know a lot of artists say, like, anyone can do it, and I'm pretty sure people get tired of hearing it, like, just saying, like, he's just saying that because he's already up there. Anybody can say that, but honestly, it's true. Anybody can really do it. Like, as long as you put the time and effort to it, and you really believe in yourself and this whole rapping career, I think it's very possible to make it. I mean, like, I got this from my guy Gatra. Like, he told me, he's like, every song you make is a lottery ticket. So all it takes is one.
That's
So
right. Yeah.
yeah.
And so speaking of these artists that you've been out here working with, I see you have a song with Animaze. You worked with artists like, the independent underground scene, Hoffa. I've seen you tap in with people like Manic and a lot of people out here in the area. So tell me some of the artists that you've worked with already and maybe want to tap in with and work with.
Yes, ma'am. So some artists that I've worked with are I've worked with Catra, I've worked with Powder, Outer Maze. I've worked with this buddy of mine named Abe Flores. I worked with this guy. His name's Peso Peso. He's very well known. I have a song coming out very soon with Blueface, and who else have I worked with? I think that might be it. But yeah.
So what's the bucket list? What's the wish list?
The wish list.
Yeah, and it could be people from Houston, or it could be industry wise, like dream big.
Dream big.
Yeah.
I would say somebody that also I also forgot to mention. I haven't worked with her yet, but we are working in the process of making a song with Gato Ramos.
Okay.
That's another one.
Yeah. That's my girl.
But okay, bucket list. Man, it's a hard question. I would have to say. I'm stuck on this one.
Okay.
Maybe
Start local, maybe.
Mexican OT.
Okay.
There you go.
Already,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so let's tap into some of the music that you've done. So I have heard a few of your records, and like you said yourself, you felt like you got some positive energy going. So I do like the bars. I like your style. I like that you mix it up a little bit, and the fact that you do work with the Catras and the Cat Ramos, and then still want to work with somebody like Mexican OT, influenced by Triple X, and it's just like you. It sounds like you have. Around about I want to say style to
Styles,
you,
yes,
right? So is there a certain style that you're leaning towards?
Not necessarily. I choose my styles on the way how I feel, cause I have different moods. Like there's some times where I'm feeling down, and then I'll go around on my singing, cause I also sing as well. I sing, I rap, I make like party, like. I try to do everything. That's my thing. My thing is I try to do everything that there is, and I don't want to only stick to rapping because I don't want to be too. I'm not necessarily hating on anybody that just raps, but I want to be different. I want to be able to do different things. That way I can work with different artists, so that way, I can how would I say it? Blend in with other people that I want to work with.
Right.
So, yeah, but just depending how I feel. If I'm feeling down, if I'm feeling hype, if I'm feeling hype, I'll rap. If I'm feeling down, I'll sing, some sad songs or like acoustic guitar songs. Like I just do everything.
So
really.
as far as like even production, you said on early that you went in and you did a song. So was this something you did at home? Were you already working with a producer? And how are you getting your engineering and your production done now?
I picked this off of home. A lot of my music that I've released and that I'm currently still making, I actually record on my phone. A lot of the music that actually like 90% of my music is all on my phone, and but I do have some music where I took it to the studio. For example, Catra, I go to the studio sometimes. I work with Manic, and yeah. We'll go so on from there. Plan on going to other studios, but
How important is it to you to make sure that you pick the right producer and engineering team?
I think it's very important. My thing about it is, as long as it sounds good to you, because obviously going to a producer, a studio is probably the best option because you get the best quality. Good quality enough for radio, for your car, just to listen to. I'm not saying recommend to make music on your phone, but I'm just saying you just gotta work with what you got with. Yeah, going to the studio is definitely a good important thing to do.
Yeah. But I like that.
Good quality sound.
I like what you just said about sometimes you got to work with what you got. You know, not everybody's got the budget for a studio. Not everybody's got the
ma'am.
budget to go and pay high dollar for a producer. What were maybe some of the obstacles that you faced because you are young in the game, that you faced, that you've overcome, whether it be financial or whether it be any other obstacle? Anything that you want to share that you had to overcome to get to where you're going and where you're at right now?
Um, honestly, this whole music industry is a big budget. It's definitely not cheap. Yeah, it takes a lot of money to get to evolve, most definitely. Um, I'm just what I could say is just like how. What was the question?
Well, because you talked about how you got to use what you got.
Yes, yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So, is there anything that you felt like, man, this is an obstacle, and I was able to overcome it?
Okay, yeah. Definitely, yes. Making music on my phone, it wasn't the best option for the very beginning because it took some learning. I kind of didn't really know what I was doing, but the more and more the more and more music I made on my phone, the more I learned how to produce my own thing, and I was able to make my music sound the way how I wanted it to sound and how I wanted to present it to people. But eventually, when my music started to sound bearable and okay, people saw potential, and they hit up my momager, and they were like, "I really like your son's music." And then that's when I started getting noticed, and then I started hanging with Powda. I opened up for Powda and Anime, so I actually met him through that. And then that's when I started to actually go to real studios. I think the first studio I've ever been to was probably. Who was it? Manic.
Okay.
Manic was my very first studio to go to. But yeah, you just gotta work what you got and just keep on putting time and effort to it, and eventually, you'll get somewhere.
Awesome. Well, you're putting a lot of work in. You're doing a lot of shows.
Yes,
What are some of the projects that you're working on right now? Do you have an album already out? Is it an EP? You're doing singles? What is your mission and what is?
So right now I'm currently working on an album. I'm trying to get as much features as possible. So I'm trying to work with as much artists as I can work with. And yeah, right now I'm working on an album. So I can't wait to release that, but it's definitely taking a lot of time. So.
Yeah. So how many tracks do you hope to have?
I'm probably gonna put maybe around 15.
Okay.
Yeah, probably around 15, around there.
Okay. And any shows or anything that you're doing currently where people can catch you, or anything
Yes,
memorable that you've done that you want to share?
I actually have this video premiere event going on October 25th. It's this Halloween / video premiere. I have with Catra. We made a song together along with a music video. And we're gonna have food, drinks. We're gonna have special performances, special guests. It's gonna be really lit. It's gonna be cool. But if anybody wants to, go ahead and pull up, make sure to hit up my mom. My mom, she's my manager, and she will definitely hit you back with the invitation.
All right. All right.
And yeah, for anybody that wants to go, just hit up my mom.
So out of that album that you're working on right now, do you have a favorite single?
I do. I have this song called it's called Body, and I don't know what it's about the song. It's just my favorite song out right now.
Okay.
So I really can't wait for this album because this album is gonna be probably the best album I've ever gonna have. More like what I said with the features. I'm gonna have so much features.
So when you
songs.
like a song, or you feel like, this is my favorite song, do you like it because you like performing it, or did you like the process of writing it, or is it the feel?
It's just the feel.
Okay.
Yeah, the feel. I just like the vibe, just how I sung it. It just feels right. I like it.
Right. Man, well, I've seen you, like I said, making the rounds out here, making some really great connections.
Yes, ma'am.
You're about to drop an album. But I do want to get you to give us some advice, because with the Hustle VIDA podcast, I always try to make sure that we leave somebody that's watching right now that could be in your position. You're 17 years old. And there's probably maybe, a 12-year-old, a 15-year-old right now that's been like, man, you know what? I wanna do what Lil Ryry's doing, or I wanna do that too. Any piece of advice that you could give them?
Any piece of advice? Honestly, the advice I could give to anybody in the young influence, I would say,
Yeah, you're yourself,
I'm myself.
and yeah, and you're talking to yourself, and you want to be able to give them advice.
I would say it doesn't hurt to try. Like, it really doesn't, you know? Just give it a shot, you know? Just just see where it takes you, you know? Like, just, just like, if you really want to do it, if you really want it, if you really want to, like, you know, see yourself being something big one day, you have to really, really want it. Like, you have to put the time, you have to put the effort. That's the thing. You got to sacrifice a lot of things. Like, for example, as like a normal teenager or as a kid, you know, you want to go home, play video games, you know, hang out with your friends. And of course you can do all of those things, but it's going to be limited.
Right.
So, cuz if you really want this, all your time has to go into this. You have to love your music. No matter what anybody says about anything about your music, you just have to continue. And that's the advice I can give anybody. Just time, effort, and just you have to like really want it.
Right.
Exactly.
Believe in yourself that you can do it. Right. So I want people to be able to follow you, stream whatever you got up. Do you have anything out like currently that people can go?
Yes,
Where
ma'am.
can they go on all platforms?
All platforms, Lil Ryry, Lil space RYRY. Socials, my Instagram is Lil Ryry Official, no spaces, LILRYRY, OFFICIAL.
All right, and you're doing features, so somebody sees this and they want to work with
Yes,
you.
yes,
They can
yes,
they can
yes.
contact Momager.
You can contact me if anybody wants to work, and yeah, I'll let my manager know, see what she says about it.
Okay.
And but yeah, if anyone wants to work with me, just for sure hit me up, sign my DMs, I'll let you back.
All right, because I definitely see it coming. Like I said, I like your music. I've been listening to some of the cuts, and it's just the beginning. I feel like you're young and you're tapped in. You have a positive vibe about yourself.
Of course.
You're making all the right, I think, connections out here. And as soon as people start to see you perform, they see you do this virtual performance, they see you get on more stages, I can guarantee that you're going to have a whole lot of business coming your way. So, Lil Ryry, I want to thank you for being here.
Of course.
Thank you for joining us and just kind of sharing what you're doing right here out with the world. Anything else that you want anybody to know before we part?
Anything else that I want anybody to know? Like I said before, I'm having an event October 25th. I definitely want people to pull up. So if y'all want to get a ticket, hit my mom up. I have a show at Energy Center October 20th, and y'all make sure to pull up to that.
All right.
And yeah, that's
And
about
tell
it.
everybody to follow you.
Exactly. Everybody follow me on Instagram, Lil Ryry Official, no spaces. Music on all platforms, and album on the way with special features.
What's the name of the album called?
Working on that.
All right, Lil Ryry, thank
Yes,
you for
ma'am.
being here.
Yes,
thank you so much.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Thank you.